Hi, my name is Lance Rafael Pancho and today we will be presenting our CCS108 Object-Oriented Programming on our prelim project. So today we will be covering the pet class, the main method, and our program demo. So without further ado, let's get started.
Hello, good day, Sir Janus. I am Joanna May Escopete, and today I am going to explain and demonstrate how our program works. Since we are living in a modern world where records and documents are getting more and more important and must be kept carefully, it is also becoming more complicated for us to keep all of those. So, here's our simple program for keeping records of pet shop. So let's see how it works. Basically, when you enter the program, you will see a welcome message and a command that says, please select your pet information. After selecting your pet information, you will have to choose between 6 commands, which are: first, press 1 if you want the program to only record your pet's name and type. While press 2 if you also want to indicate the breed. Press 3 if you want to indicate the color. Press 4 if you want to indicate the age. Press 5 if you want to indicate the gender. And lastly, you'll have to press 6 if you want to indicate all the said information, including the owner's name. Next is obviously you will have to save and exit. To do that, press 0. After filling up all necessary and desired information, the program will show you all the information that you put to it. Every result is not the same because it will depend on what information that user had. In this case, this will help the pet shop owner to easily find all transaction record in just short period of time. And that's all. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ronel Santiago from the College of Marketing and Engineering, UCSA, and this is my part of our created program in our group. And first, we choose public as access modifiers and follow by the class keyword and followed by the class name pet as the body of our program, and it should be start with uppercase letter. Next is we created a class fields and declare a variable. Let's define name as a string name and boolean is dog that we can choose what type of pet is dog or cat, string breed, string color, and followed by the integer int age because we put a full number of the age of a pet. Next is boolean is male, and last string on owner's name that define the name of the owners. Next, we create a default constructor. It will accept the value of a class fields. So next is we create a parameterized constructor that will accept values in string name and boolean isDog, where you can decide what type of pet to choose. And in this part, we can access class fields and we assign name as the initial value of a class fields. And let's define this, that isDog equals isDog coming from parameter value, and that's all.
My name is Gerard Tapia, and in the next constructor, it will accept data where you can decide the name of your pet. If it is a dog, you can choose what breed it will be. The program will ask the user what will be the name of his chosen pet, it will be a dog or not, and what breed it is.
Hello, I'm Heidi Lunging Iko. I'm here to explain to you the third constructor, which will only accept name, isDog, breed, color. Inside the parameterized constructor, we assign the parameter values of each class fields to initialize their values and use these keywords for identification of the access class field. Hence, a line in the block of code will be this keyword, dot notation, name, equal sign, name class field.
Hello, I'm Reniel Natividad, and I'm going to discuss the fourth constructor named pet. It is parameterized constructor which accepts values for name, pet type, breed, color, and age. The data type for name is string, boolean for isDog, string for breed, string for color, and int for age. As you can see, this dot name is equals to name, this dot dog, this dot isDog is equals to isDog, this dot breed is equals to breed, this dot color is equals to color, and this dot age is equals to age. It is assigning the name parameter value in name, isDog, breed, color, and age class fields to initialize the values, and we use this keyword to identify that we are accessing the name, isDog, breed, color, and age class fields individually.
Hi, I'm Dave Isguera, and I will discuss the fifth constructor in our program named pet. It is parameterized constructor which accepts values for name, dog type, breed, color, age, and gender. The data type for name is string, boolean for isDog, string for breed, string for color, int for age, and boolean for gender. As you can see, this dot name is equals to name, this dot isDog is equal to isDog, this dot breed is equal to breed, this dot color is equal to color, this dot age is equal to age, this dot ismail is equal to ismail. It is assigning the name parameter value in name, isDog, breed, color, age, and ismail class fields to initialize the values. And we use the this keyword to identify that we are accessing the name, isDog, breed, color, age, and ismail class fields individual. And that's all for the fifth constructor in our program named pet.
Good day, I'm Jefferson Sibuan. From now, I'm going to discuss what is about the number 6 constructor. A number 6 constructor is a parameterized constructor named pet. A constructor pet has a name, dog type, breed, color, age, gender, and owner's name constructor. And this constructor has a 7-line of code, which is this dot name is equals to name, this dot isDog is equals to dog, this dot breed is equals to breed, this dot color is equals to color, this dot age is equals to age, this dot ismail is equals to ismail, this is dot owner's name equals to owner's name. This following code is used to create an object and to get the value of in the class properties. From this moment, I'm going to discuss what is about the method we use and the differentiate of the constructor and the method. And first, let's differentiate the purpose of constructor and the methods. The purpose of constructor is to initialize the object of a class while the purpose of that method is to perform a task by executing the Java code. Constructor cannot be abstract, final, static, and synchronized, while the methods can be used to initialize the data members of the class. And now, let's move on to the method we're going to use in our pet class. The method named showDetails has a parameter is with gender. It is used to call it on another class or outside the class. And this method has a purpose to display all the input of the user. The pet name and the type of the dog, which is we are going to use a ternary operator that asks the user that their pet is a dog or a cat, and the result will be displayed at the pet type. And we also have pet breed, pet color, and pet age. And in this particular code, we're going to use a if-else statement that if the input of the user is male or female, it will be printed in the pet gender. And lastly, it displays the pet owner's name. And that's all.
Hi, my name is Lance Rafael Pancho and I'll be covering the main method and our solution. So proceed to the code. So we created a buffered reader code for accepting user inputs. Then next, we created an infinite loop for continuously entering a user action. And then the inside of the infinite loop, we created a show info method which show the information guide which user will do. Next is the input integer for determining input action, and then next is the try catch block. So inside that try catch block, we filters user error inputs, like if integer is required for inputting a number and then the user enters a string, that gives an error. So we filter that error to prevent our program to terminate. So the if statement will be discussed by one of my member, and that's all.
Good day, Sir Janus. I am Precious Angel Manlangit, and the part that I will be presenting is the if and else if statements that are in the main.java class. Since the program starts up with a menu, and the options on the menu can be selected by the user entering the number that corresponds with the options. Then, we created an integer variable named input, wherein it will store the user's entered choice, which is also an integer. The if and else if statements block of code will now compare what was stored in the input variable, and if any of the statement matches the input variable, it will now then execute the code that was in that statement. So for the first statement, wherein if the user selects number 1, the constructor that accepts the pet's name and type will activate. For the second statement, wherein if the user selects number 2, the constructor that accepts the pet's name, type, and breed will activate. For the third statement, if the user selects number 3, the constructor that accepts the pet's name, type, breed, and color will activate. The fourth statement, if the user selects number 4, the constructor that accepts the pet's name, type, breed, color, and age will activate. For the fifth statement, if the user selects number 5, the constructor that accepts the pet's name, type, breed, color, age, and gender will activate. Sixth statement, if the user selects number 6, the constructor that accepts the pet's name, type, breed, color, age, gender, and the owner's name will activate. However, if the user enters 0, which is for exit, the loop will terminate and the program ends.
Good day, Sir Janus. I am John Daniel Del Monte, and I will be discussing the show-info method and the creation of objects in our program. We developed a method called show-info that does not return anything but prints the user information guidelines. We call the method from within the while loop so that the program always displays the encoding menu and stops if the user input the number 7 to terminate the program. The construction of an instance, or what we call an object, of the pet class was placed inside the while loop. When the user enters a number between 1 and 6, the program creates the object using the corresponding constructor.